Let's fight. A very good evening to each and every one of you. Let's fight, let's fight, let's fight. Wherever you're joining us from, good to have each and every one of you in the ring, folks. Pace and power. Share the live wherever you're joining us from. Smash that emoji button for us. We see we got Debbie already here. Carly is here. Carly Dredd. Paulette Barnes is here. Debbie Anderson is here, folks. Welcome. Abira is here too. Wayne Liddell. Speechless. Mrs. Todd is here. Good to have all of you. Dolly Anderson, folks. Ring that bell for us where you are. One time at least. One time at least. We're going to share the live with our end too. We're going to smash that emoji button too so that all the folks as possible get the valid, incredible information, folks. It's a world turned upside down, as you will see it in just a bit. Upside down. Pray for this world, Father. Pray for this world, good people. Ringsiders, let's pray for our world today. It's upside down, as we said. Good to see you, Debbie Banner, Andrew Griffith, Diane. We see Diane is here with us, folks. We are ensuring that we're shared to all the valid, incredible places. Leon Logan is with us as well, folks. How was your day? Do let us know. How was your day? Deborah Sharona Lynch, we see you there as well. Great to see you, Deborah. We're going to have a guest dropping by to bring us up to date with an incident that happened a year ago. Looking forward to talking to her, giving you a clue right there. A year ago today, an incident happened. We can get an update on that. Joylyn Cook, Leon Logan, Shauna Fortune. Great to see all you lovely people there. It's Friday night, folks, our last broadcast for this week. And good to see so many of you on the live already. Our very final broadcast. And then we take some time during the weekend to rest and recuperate and do some other things. Getting some exercise too. Yep. Good to see you folks there. Sylvia Allen, Sandra Ford, Volma Wilson. Sandra is that Ruby Woo, the profile pic. Who no? Joylyn Cook, Shauna Fortune, Deborah, Blondies, good to have you. Derica Ferguson. So many of you on the live tonight. Volma Wilson, Irvin Don Cook, folks, is pace and power. We got to fight card sets. Only some of you folks missing. Only some of you guys missing. But great to have those who we have with us tonight, folks. We're fired up and ready to go. Ready to get into it. Ready. Ready or not, folks. Here we come. I did tell you we have a guest who's going to be dropping by this evening, folks. And in very short order, we want to bring that guest to you. Looking forward to talking with her. Getting an update on how things are. Guys, great to see each and every one of you. If you all know us, you all know where we start, folks. And tonight for the opener, Mr. Norton says, corruption breeding a lot of crime and gun crime. Corruption, folks. Corrupt government. Take a listen. The opener.
Corruption is again the talking point in Guyana. Opposition leader Aubrey Norton has said that in any country, particularly developing countries, corruption is a crime.
It is stated that about 41% of the resources allocated in the budget will end up, especially from the infrastructure projects, will end up in the hands of private corrupt persons who are associated with the PPP. What that means is millions of Guyana dollars that should be going into providing goods and services for the people of Guyana will not go there.
He said that this would perpetuate poverty. And with the police not doing their job, conditions for increased corruption are created.
So the trajectory we are seeing here is one that will move in the direction of poverty, one that will move in the direction of corruption, and one that will result in increased lawlessness. Anybody who does a comparison of 2015 to 2020 and 2020 to 2024 will see that under the David Granger government, what in essence happened is that there were careful policies and programs aimed at bringing crime and corruption under control.
He said that people expected the dawn of a new era. They believed that crime would be drastically reduced.
We encouraged the establishment of the DEA here, which the PPP was rejected. so what in essence has happened is we have now returned to the place where lawlessness has become the order of the day. And so increased corruption tends to bring with it poverty and lawlessness.
Norton said that the world has seen what has happened to Colombia and countries in which drugs proliferate.
And then guns follow, crime increases, lawlessness increases, the very fabric of the state is threatened. And that is what I think is the trajectory that Guyana is on at this stage.
Yep, Mr. Norton is a prophet, folks. Mr. Norton is a prophet. We're going to show you some of that tonight. But first, folks, let's bring you in some of what's happening around the world. It's not nice at all. It's upside down in Moscow. Moscow Concert Hall, folks. A Moscow Concert Hall. Islamic terrorists, they say they're from the Islamic State, opened fire on a packed theater. Over 40 persons shot dead. Over 40 persons in a Moscow concert hall tonight are dead. This is madness, Moscow. We don't like what's happening there in the Ukraine with them. But the people of Moscow don't have anything to do with that. Pray for the people of Moscow, folks. Pray for the people of Russia. Pray for them. 40 dead. Some commentators are already saying Putin and his allies there, they've taken their eyes off the ball. They used to be a lot sharper at picking up these Islamic terrorists, these Islamic State terrorists. But somehow they dropped the ball here, over 40. And they said that body count is going to go up. Yep. Thoughts and prayers at all those families there, folks. All those families there in Moscow. Thoughts and prayers go out to all of them. Upside down. The whole world is turned. Upside down. Let's talk about some of the other things we're following, folks. The United States has managed to avert a shutdown as the House passes a $1.2 trillion budget. 1.2 trillion. 1.2 trillion. And I hate when they get to this point. And they're always on the brink. Always on the brink. Always on the brink. Democrats and Republicans. But they're still working. They're still working. When they come to this point, they start lecturing who to try to rig in January 6th and who to storm the Capitol and all that. They just want the best for the country, even though they always come to the financial brink like this. And then they pull back. This time a 1.2 trillion package passed in the House. That is going to avert that shutdown, folks. We following it. We following the national, folks. Princess of Wales, Catherine, has announced that she has cancer. That she's been battling that for quite a little bit now, folks. Yep. Sad. Very, very sad. And we wish her the best. We wish her and her family, they're just people, They're just ordinary people. King Charles just diagnosed himself a couple of weeks ago. And now, Princess of Wales. There's been lots of rumors while she's been out in the public eye. The people said she and her husband had split up and he got a sweet lady and all manner of things. And those kinds of rumors come to a fever pitch there in the UK. Some of the commentators are saying this is why they've come forward now, because they can't take more. The social media thing can be good or bad, And our thoughts and prayers with them. They haven't told us what kind of cancer, and they say she's undergoing preventative chemotherapy. She had a surgery in January, as you may know. And then in the process of that, of fixing that, remedying that, mitigating that, those ailments, they found she had cancer. That is the nature of life. You're gonna fix something. You find out something else is the problem. And that's why some people say, I ain't want to know. I feel a little pain. But I ain't want to know. A little pain in my shoulder. I ain't want to know. Take a malt is a little stress. And people self-diagnose all the time. All the time people do that. But we're watching it, folks. And again, we wish the royal family nothing but the very, very best. They're going through a lot over the last few months. And we saw the Prime Minister, Rishi Sunak, there in the UK, giving his thoughts and Prince Harry and his wife also giving their kind wishes too for a speedy recovery, speedy and full recovery. Yep, that's what's happening in the UK, folks. Some of what's taking place around the region. Some of what's taking place around the region. Yeah. So Scarrett is off to China. This is the Dominica Prime Minister Roosevelt Scarrett. He's off to China and hoping to score some good bilaterals, folks. On that visit, I find Caribbean leaders like these things, Oh, I'm going on a state visit. They don't have too much to show for it. And if you have anything to show, it's lopsided. But we wish him the best. We wish Roosevelt Scarrett the best for this China trip. He's off to the Orient, folks. He is off to the Orient. Yep. He's off to the Orient. Look what actually following. I think it's Trinidad now. Rapper VMAX gunned down in his vehicle. A place called Mount Lambert. In his vehicle. If I remember Mount Lambert well, I have a little sojourn in Trinidad and Jamaica. Beautiful hike up there. You take it on a Saturday morning when it's cool. It's lovely. You feel amongst the heavens. He was in his car. People are trying to figure out the motive. Gun violence plaguing the region. Plaguing. VMAX, Trinidadian rapper, gunned down in Trinidad. Whole world is turned upside down with folks. But the other ones becoming the 592 as well. The other ones becoming the 592. Folks, a year ago, a teacher from Houston Secondary School burst on the scene on social media. It was a day like this. We were easing into the afternoon. And then look what happened at Houston Secondary School as we come into the 592. Yep, folks. That's how it went down. It's a year ago today. A year ago today. And folks, a lot has happened since then. As you know, when something like that happened on social media. Oh, the commentary. Derica Ferguson, Irvin Don, Cheryl, Shauna. That's just a quick look back, folks. We're just giving you guys a quick look back. Ingrid Crawford. That was just a quick look back at what happened a year ago. And folks, I think speaking out for the very first time on that issue, we have with us tonight, as we get into the issues of the 592, we have with us tonight Miss Kimon Gentle, teacher at the Houston Secondary School there. And she's going to tell us for the first time some of what transpired, how things got to that pitch, that octave, to that tenor there at Houston Secondary School. And she's joining us, and I'm so grateful. She's going to tell us what happened that afternoon that led to what you saw there, and some of what has happened since, folks. And on the other side of this, we're going to get through some of the other issues we're following locally. I'm privileged to have with me, folks, Miss Kimon Gentle from the Houston Secondary School, senior mistress from the Houston Secondary School. Is she here with us? Folks, we have with us this evening Miss Kimon Gentle, and she is a teacher at the Houston Secondary School. And of course, burst onto the national scene about a year ago. And oh, what an afternoon that was. Miss Gentle, welcome to our broadcast.
Good afternoon, Mr. Duncan. Thank you for having me. Good afternoon to the viewers near and far.
Excellent. I'm certain a lot of Guyanese still remember that afternoon at Houston Secondary School, the what appeared to be a fight between a teacher and a student, and the teacher was wielding a cutlass in the schoolyard. That teacher was you, Miss Gentle. Just a little background. Tell us about what perhaps led up to that event, and then we're going to talk about what has happened since then.
Okay, so Sharad, if I must let you and the world at large know, I am a teacher for 18 years. And when I would have chosen teaching as a career, I came into this job with a passion for it because as a student, I would have suffered. And so what I do as a teacher, my aim is to meet students at their level. So on a daily basis, I work on myself to become a better me. But on the day of the 23rd of 2023, I can recall 1 year ago. That morning, I wasn't feeling well, but being the person who I am, I have a passion for this job. I called my HM. I said, sir, I'm now well. I'm not going to be coming today. But as a senior mistress, I was responsible for the internal examinations on that day. I really didn't want to leave the burden on my colleagues, so I forced myself and I came to work. I have a very small corner in which I dwell. So after ensuring that everything was set and the exam started, I returned to my corner. While I was sitting in my corner, a female arrived and she inquired for the head teacher about the head teacher. Unfortunately, the head teacher wasn't in school that day, so I pointed her in the direction of the deputy. She hadn't spoken with the deputy. She was instructed to sit. Well, where I usually dwell is just in front of the HM's office. So the parent was sitting in the same space, but on a bench away from me. While the parent was there, a student, I'm not going to call name, he was a student attached to Houston. He was traversing back and forth. I did not know the relationship between the said female and the student. So I inquired from her and I asked her, good morning, politely, good morning, how are you? What's the relationship with you and the student? And she said, oh, he's my son. I said, okay, nice. I said, can you please ask him to sit with you because we have exams going on and he's traversing in and out of the school's building. After I would have said that, I did not know that I would have been attacked. When I said that, the parent sprang from the bench where she was sitting, and her remarks were, all our teachers got problem with my son. Mind you, Sharon, I've never taught the child. And that's my biggest regret because I'm thinking, if I was given the opportunity to work with him, perhaps he could have been a better individual. Mm-hmm. And so when she made those assertions, I was like, it cannot be me. I never teach him. I don't teach him. Mm-hmm. So having moved from her bench, she approached me. So my only exit is to a window. Mm-hmm. And she approached me and assaulted me.
Wow. Wow. I could imagine this you probably were in shock.
I was in shock for the main fact. I, Kimon Gentle, never had any dealing with the child, with the said child, never, never, never. Why? So the question is, why me?
Yeah.
So
So
it caused me to think a lot of things. One, I don't think I was the intended target, but perhaps it was another teacher.
yeah, yeah. So you were assaulted by the parent. What is the posture of the child at this time?
The child was nowhere around at the time. Remember, I'm now asking her to let the child come up and sit. He was
Yeah.
nowhere in the upper flat. This incident occurred in the upper flat. So at that time, it was the parent and I. After the parent would have assaulted me and we had a little rumblings upstairs, she ran through the door, armed herself with a steel rod.
Wow.
Yeah. You see,
Wow.
social media and camera, good and it's bad. It took
Yeah.
me a
Where did you procure the cutlass that we saw you wielding in your hand in self-defense?
When I noticed her with the metal, I went in search of it. I found it. I found it. I
Wow,
found
an
it in my
unfortunate
hotel store.
incident.
Yeah.
Miss Gentle, I think it's perhaps seared in the minds of a lot of people in this country. What has happened since that unfortunate incident?
What has happened? If you would allow me, I would like to say thank you to the Central Executive of the Guyana Teachers Union because I was deeply affected from the aftermath. You know how social media deals with issues. And
Correct.
so what
Very
they
judgmental.
did, very, they would have secured not only a lawyer, but a doctor who worked with me to overcome. And so I went through a phase of, what do we call it? Counseling.
Yeah.
Counseling. So that's the first step to me bouncing back. Even though, Cheryl, I have no physical injuries like what my other colleagues would have suffered over, because if you can recall, over a period of time, teachers were being abused time after time
Correct.
by parents.
Correct.
Luckily, I was able to safeguard myself. But even though I hadn't any physical injuries, I suffered. I
Yeah.
suffered. I suffered mentally.
Yeah. And I can imagine
So having
emotionally as
gone
well. Yeah.
through, yes, having gone through the period of counseling and so forth, I bounced back and I started to rethink my approach and see where I would have erred. And today I cannot find a place where I would have erred. Because it is always human to err, but it's better for us to be able to correct ourselves when we err.
True. Have you had any engagement with the child and mother since that time?
Actually, no, no. If I see the lady now, I don't know her. I've never seen her. My 8 years at Houston, I've never seen the female before. If I see her now, I don't know her.
Yeah.
But I
And
would
is that child still in the school system?
no, he would have written exam last year, so he has completed his secondary education. But Sharon,
Excellent.
I would be happy to engage her in a discussion, because I was I wasn't the person. I wasn't the person. I wasn't disrespectful. I was courteous. I was polite. I said, please, why me?
Yeah. Yeah. What do you say to young teachers in the school system? As you said, in that period, they had a lot happening in the school system. Then you had, I think, St. Angela's had a whole fight with a parent and a teacher. You had some stuff up on the East Coast, I think, at Graham's Hall, a primary
Yes.
day. There was a lot happening during that period. And then up come Houston, and lots of people thought, oh, well, this is one teacher ain't taking nonsense from any parent. But it was a teachable moment for a lot of people. What do you say to teachers, young teachers in the school system who might engage such a parent? How do you respond differently looking back in such a situation?
Sharon, it is always good for us to be on the alert We must be vigilant. We must be vigilant. I don't know. I don't think I have the answer to say how one can deal with such, because I wasn't expecting the parent to react like that to me. I wasn't. And so to prepare one for such an act, one always has to be vigilant. Two, teachers need to be a team. No man is an island. We cannot work rather in isolation. Because of the fact that teachers go above and beyond, we do our best to ensure the nation's children are ready and equipped. We also have to think about ourselves. And thinking about ourselves, it means that we cannot work in isolation. We have to look out for each other and work as a team. And the better thing to do is try to de-escalate such a situation. But when one comes under attack, it is only human for one to defend him or herself once the opportunity is given. Because if we look back at my other colleagues who would have suffered from the other schools, most of them suffered, and we have the evidence to show they suffered. So
Yeah.
I would take that to say that they hadn't any time to defend themselves, or they did not know what to do to defend themselves.
Yeah, and sadly, this school system locally has a history of this kind of violence, teachers and parents and student violence. And I'm happy that this one, for all intents and purposes, ended much differently, and that you're in a better place since then. And I hope the young man and his mother too might be in a better place today. Anything else you want to share with us, Azirat?
Sure, sure. I really hope that the young man is indeed a better place. He's learning a skill, because we know skills can last us a lifetime.
Correct.
And I know for sure that the Ministry of Education has been working with stakeholders in order to curb the trend of parent and teachers altercation. Um,
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
yeah. That's okay. Take your time.
As a teacher, we need to be prepared mentally to overcome such a shocking encounter, even though it would have happened over a year. It is human for me to become emotional.
Yeah, yeah. Take your time. As we said, we're happy that you're making progress on this very very emotional issue, as it must have been, and still is. And we hope that the both son and mother, they're making some strides forward too, and hopefully are in a better place as well. Ms. Gentle, I really want to thank you for coming by and helping us to look back on this event and what has happened since. Thank you so very, very much. If you want to
Before I
add
go,
anything
Mr. Duncan, if you would allow me, I wish to
right ahead.
say thanks to a couple of persons. I want to say thanks to the Central Executive Team of the Guyana Teachers Union. Thanks to the teachers of South Georgetown Branch. Thanks to Darren Wade. Thanks to the Honorable Minister Puya Manichan.
Yeah.
And I
So I
want to
think that
say,
afternoon we were detained for a little bit too.
yes, I was detained. I was detained. And in every bad, there's always a good outcome. Right? There's always a good outcome. I want to also say thanks to my family and my friends at large. The names are too numerous for me to call at this time, but thanks to all who have supported me through that period, and who are still supporting me, because persons have been checking with me from time to time to find out how I'm doing. And so in closing, I have come to understand that people don't care how much you know until you know how much you care. And in this capacity, Mr. Duncan, I speak with a single heart, to say that, and an open mind, representing many voices, that meaning my other colleagues. Wherever this interview may reach, I hope that it will propel or motivate. It will motivate persons who are affected to stand up and speak out. Teachers are role models, and we go far beyond role models. And I want to use this quote that was once used by Mr. Azzuddin Mohammed, who said, being a good person doesn't get you love, it gets you used. And I hope we take this quote in good faith.
We hear that. Thank you so much again, Ms. Gentle, for coming by. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Goodbye.
All right, folks. You heard it here. Oh, folks, that whole incident, that was a year ago. You remember that, folks? For some of you who joined us late, that was that was Houston Secondary School, folks, a year ago today. And of course, Miss Gentle is making slow and incremental steps back to the state of mind she had before. Those things can traumatize you. And again, I really trust that mother and son too, they're off. They're in a better place as well. We're heading into 592, folks. We're heading into 592. You all know once we come here, what happens? Once we're into 592, is a lot. There's a lot. There's a lot. There's plenty. There's enough. First up, folks, we got to deal with them boys frontally. First up, the tadpoles, the cricketers, the jumpy birds, the Nakavakamites, the Kavakamites, the Hittites, the Philistines and Pharisees. You all know them, folks. You know them. Wasn't the Irvine Ali government with the Americans quite recently? Then the CIA director met with the Irvine just yesterday. It's a little strange. A lot of people watching this. That the US sponsored a motion in the Security Council for a ceasefire in Gaza, and Guyana abstains. Why do you think that is so? What's happening here? Irfan talking with the Russians? They voted no. Is he talking with the Chinese? They voted no. Don't we want lives saved in this whole conflict with the Israeli and the Palestinians? Why did we abstain? And we have a government that don't come to explain anything, because what can a man like John explain anyhow? But why did we abstain, folks? A lot of folks, we're still watching this, trying to see what's going on here. Who are we talking with? And while that was happening, folks, on that front, the RSS, the RAS of the region security system, and Home Affairs ministers, they're meeting as well. And one of the things they're looking at, folks, is the we got some jagabats here too. We got some jagabats here too. Front and foremost, they're looking at what's happening. They're focusing what's been happening in Haiti, folks. Is it a little late? A little too late, perhaps. God hopes not. I don't think the council that they're putting in place there in Haiti, I don't think that's going to work out. But we're watching that, folks. So they met the rest. The meeting, folks. My God. We're in such a predicament as a reason. We're in such a predicament. Such a predicament. As I'm here. Somebody teeth out the black belly sheep. Somebody teeth out the black belly sheep. You don't understand better like that. Remember me, sensor. We got to put the rats on this. You chillin'? We got to put the rats on this. Somebody teeth out the black belly sheep. Me send some sheep here. They apparently don't have the land space. That's what they say. People who know say they got the land space. They don't know why they didn't send the black belly sheep here. I don't think any more is going to come. So me send some black belly sheep here, open again. Boost production. The sheep come fluffy, fluffy. I said if we can get the meat, at least we got good 4 here. Next time we saw the sheep looking like Saddam Hussein. You remember the fella? The sheep pulling. Looking like Saddam. Somebody thief out the sheep. Is the sheep in a better place tonight? I don't know. But it's the kind of country we're living in. The thief, the sheep. I could imagine how Irfan gonna be avoiding me now. All them conference. You know, like go hugger? Because this is an international incident now. Were those sheep registered as Guyanese? I don't know. Do we have to report it now to the Barbadian High Commission, the embassy, what have you? They thief the sheep out. It's only yesterday we say now. It's a long time then take the lights off the runway. Now the one put me in the Barbadians bad book. I can see some people can laugh me to the scars. I tell you. I can tell you, Mia. I can tell you, don't carry the sheep by them boys. They're dangerous. Somebody thief out the sheep. Oh, but I don't know if they can rack this up to prison. Huh? The people bring the sheep in. Folks, if you stand up one place too long in this country, if you are strong, Sheena Hazel, you think they should go looking for the sheep? No, the sheep long gone. The black belly sheep. You gotta watch the Brahman bull now. Then you get the bow leg shrimp. You got the catfish. You gotta watch them now. Somebody thief the sheep out. You gotta put the ras on this. See what comes forward. We happen to meet in. Well, look sorry here now. Jesus mercy. Oh. Mercy, you gotta thief out the sheep, girl. We can put Ben in it. Huh? Can you see Ben running to get those sheep? Huh? Ben good. Y'all remember Ehar? What was the cartoon? Trying to remember. You had Piglet, Ehar, Tigger. Y'all remember that? What was his name? That's Robes. Ehar used to get things I'm so happy. And he looking like Saddam Hussein. Oh, they thief out the black belly sheep quite recently in the Venezuelan National Assembly. They passed a motion, a law, incorporating, at least in their minds, Essequibo as a constituency or a constituent state of Venezuela. And all that the Home Affairs Minister could say, oh, it's highly regrettable. Somebody can't thief on Robeson. Somebody can't thief on this black belly sheep. I beg you all. Somebody can't thief on Robeson. Let the real black belly sheep carry this one. Somebody can't take away Robeson. Robeson says it's highly regrettable. Again, folks, I tell you this. And I ain't talking with water in my mouth. You know how we used to say it? We ain't talking with water in my mouth. If and them know who the bat for, Jack Dio, Robeson. You remember yesterday he boxing away the mic from the reporter? And all he could say today, with Venezuelan trying to annex the Essequibo, still, it's highly regrettable. Oh, spare the black belly sheep. Is it that nobody want Robeson? You mean Robeson good for nothing? Robeson good for nothing? That's what you're telling me on this Good Friday night. If you put Robeson and North Road. How much you think Robeson spent? Here are the impossible questions. Yes. If you put Robeson North Road, how much is it? You think Robeson going to earn keep? Robeson earns about a good $2 million when the month comes. And all he got to show for his keep. Highly regrettable. I'm so highly disappointed. We deserve better, folks. Oh, we all know that. Y'all know that. We deserve better. Much better. Much better. I feel I should have put like Carl Greenidge as Minister of Home Affairs. Bring back Doc, put it back by the water place. We'll do it better. All he can say for is highly regrettable. Why that is happening? While that is happening, we heard at Ittering Bang. Ittering Bang, this is Region 7. At Ittering Bang, 2 GDF soldiers were apprehended by the Venezuelans. We saw a couple of news reports on that note. Folks, we crossed it. We crossed. We crossed. That's what they said. That being said, the Guyana Defense Force has come out to say it wasn't so. But Kaichor News, for instance, was reported that these men were apprehended by Venezuelan soldiers at Ittering Bang. That's what the report said. Right? That these GDF soldiers were sourcing the sand and stone for the construction of sandbanks found in the Guyana-Venezuela at around 1440 hours on Wednesday. The Venezuelan army stopped a boat that the soldiers were using to shuttle the sand and stone to the construction site. And reports show that the Venezuelan army forced the Guyanese soldiers to return all the sand and stone where they were transporting to construct the airstrip. Sources said the army made them dump some of the sand and stone back in the Cuyuni River and seized a few sacks. Kaichor News says it understands that the Venezuelan army has issued a stern warning that they will lock up anyone found using sand and stone from the Cuyuni River. That is the report here. But the GDF have come out to say or to refute these claims. I don't expect them to come and say it's true. A helicopter went down with 7 of our finest. And it's an indictment on us as a nation. That these many months later, we don't know what are the circumstances, and we're still waiting on the black box. I know what happened. The plane to bring the black box, may make it be lying. They said waiting. And that horrific crash, as it may be, had 2 survivors. And we haven't heard from any of them. But the army ran out to say they refute this. I want Colonel Omar Khan, who seems to be a decent fellow, to tell us what really happened. Had a little family say, uncle, this is the real truth. This is not the light truth. It's the real one. I want Colonel Omar Khan to tell Guyanese what is the real truth. And just so you don't miss me, I don't believe a word the army is saying on this matter here. I don't believe a word the army is saying on this matter. Listen, everybody got a little ways. You know what we say? Everybody got a little ways. But I don't think Kaichor would go off on a tangent like this. I don't think Glenn Lal wants to self-pity so bad that he would make up and fabricate a story like this. If this was printed in Jagyo newspapers, I'd have questioned that. If it was in the Chronicle or the Times, I'd say, well, we got to test the veracity. But I don't think Glenn Lal would go in this direction at all. The army says it refutes the claims that were made. The same army can't tell us how the helicopter really went down. So I don't trust them. And that's the truth. Irfan, on the matters that he should be speaking, silence. Silence. Today he should have been talking to the nation about what happened in Venezuela. He put out a statement. He said at Robeson, he should have been talking to us about what happened or didn't happen at Bang. The army put out a statement. Well, we don't believe none of them. None of them. The meetings with the human rights finished. I think we ought to raise a couple matters more. The meetings with the Human Rights Committee of the United Nations are they overbooked? Transcript post. They're wasting our time and earning salaries in this country on the false pretense. You're alone, must you're earning $4 million a month. That's just in the official salary. We're talking about the consultancy fee and other things. That's just the official salary. But they're wasting our time. Today's the day he should be facing the nation. This is time for the live here, fun. You run out Sunday morning and Saturday morning to abuse out the teachers, abuse out the Venezuelans now. But no, you got gifts. You got gifts to Maduro. While the next thing you sending somebody, see what gift you get him, man. He's my boy. Get him something nice for me. Get him something good. And they're passing laws to annex us. But let Coretta McDonald say something. Let Mr. Light say something. You come out tomorrow to abuse. But today when you should be on social media with your lives from the burial ground or wherever you want to have it from. Rossignol burial ground with the teeth out the sand, ripping out the head of the dead and so on. You're not there. And that is the role of a leader. Leader got to lead. But then you come with your manufactured hate on some minor issue. And when you should be out fun war, you're not there. You're wasting time here, fun. You're wasting time. Months later, we can't know what happened with our soldiers. How that chopper went down. You trust us. Trust y'all? What's happening at Bang? Kaitra News wrong? And you're right? The United Nations Committee on Human Rights wrong? And you're right? Give us a break. You're wasting our time. Wasting our time. Moving on, folks. Wasting our time. Wasting our time. Out the place, man. If you can't do the work, move out the place. I know a couple people who can take out this talent. I know a couple people who can take out this talent. I don't talk. And I like to know, I want to say that the weekend easy. Wasting our time. That's what Irfan and Jack you're doing. When he's supposed to come out abusing out Jack Dio, he quiet. You can't send out Todd. You can't come out. He can't come out. You send out Robeson, a non-entity. That's how we show his strength. God have mercy on us. God have mercy on us. If the Venezuelans know who he really is, they would relax and let me be. And take me after the self-destruction. They will let me and let me be and take me after the self-destruction. Because that's the road we're on right now. He will run out there to cuss out teachers. But the Venezuelans is who he giving gifts to. Watch yourself, Irfan. Watch yourself. We love the Venezuelan people. See this nonsense here? Watch yourself. And I like to note, folks. Burna Boy coming. That's what they tell us. And I like to note. 1st of May, Providence Stadium. They said Burna Boy coming. Fantastic. African artists. Listen to them sometimes. You know, you want a little escape from this nonsense. They got a nice beat. Afro beats, I think that is the genre. Lovely music. We want to escape from this nonsense. We got here 1 foot One step forward, two step backward and tremble. That's the national song. With these jokers we got. 1st of May, folks. Mark your calendars. All we need a little escapism from time to time. Mark your calendars. Right? Y'all know born about? I see some y'all say, who's born? Who don't know? Who don't know? Who don't know? Don't things. Who don't know? You might be familiar with this. Daily fire report. Oh, not a day goes by. Oh, I lose count now. I give up the graphics. People give up. I lose count now. Today the last former head teacher of the Bladen Hall Multilateral School, Sir Moses Elias. We used to call him Sir Mo. Look like a happy soul. House went up in flames today, folks. Look some what happened at BV early this morning.
Call Jaleel for me, please. Jaleel. You go in the yard over there and see nothing going on at the back. Let's see what's going on in the house. That be fitting with it. There you go.
So that's some of what went down in BV, folks. Early this morning, our thoughts and our prayers are with Sir Mo's family. Can be an easy time for them. Thoughts and prayers are with them who lost his life in that horrific fire. We know the whole thing, folks, the whole thing. Remember we told you yesterday of the thief and son, the dead son, the decapitated corpse. Robbing the dead in this country. You got frightened for shut your eye. Well, they apprehended the fishermen, at least two of them. They beheaded the corpse at the Rotterdam Cemetery where I want really live from. Breaking the man's tomb, rip off his head. Probably fetch me a little Santo, because the Santo seems to be in high demand. High demand. High demand. Never dull moment, folks. Never dull moment. Wrapping up. Signs of the times. It's all around us. You just gotta look. Signs of the times, good folks. Signs of the times. Look story here now. The gun violence that Mr. Norton spoke about in the opener when we started. You remember that? Huh? Courtney Young, a 56-year-old laborer, was shot dead at a construction site. He's from Sophia. Last evening, I think this was. Yeah. Yeah. Good governance for you. And them boys. In the back spot. We're in the back spot. We deserve this. We deserve this one. Final show for the week, folks. The closer, folks. The closer. You gotta watch the criminals next door, though. You gotta watch the criminals next door. Remember we told you recently of the criminal that the Interpol swooped down, living next door by the embassy? Yeah. Take a look, take a listen, just in case you missed it.
The recent arrest of a man on a warrant from Interpol seems to be exposing the nature of the society. There have been many irregularities on the part of people close to the government. The most recent involved the association of this wanted man with people high up in the government. There were reports that he was living in a hotel owned by a security advisor to the government. Then there was a photograph of the First Lady sipping tea with the wanted man's wife.
The president's wife brought his office into disrepute.
Yeah.
She brought the office into disrepute.
And you and I know, just using your common sense, this is not just a one time tea or a casual picking
No.
on. This here, you can see the common.
The speakers were General Secretary of the Guyana Teachers Union, Coretta MacDonald, and former head of the Environmental Protection Agency, Dr. Vincent Adams. Dr. Adams said that in the wake of the photograph of the two women at tea, there has been no comment from President Ali.
And he needs to explain that picture and explain the relationship, because this is no ordinary gangster. It's not somebody that lives in Tiger Bay or Balbaiston or Linden or somebody that they escaped from a Guyana prison. This guy is an international mafia boss that was residing in Guyana. And now, was he being protected in Guyana? How could he have been protected until Interpol found him? I hear some people asking some questions, some pretty credible questions. Does he have a Guyana passport, for example?
Ms. MacDonald said that there should have been a response from the Home Affairs Minister. He added that there must be a check to see if the names of the wanted man and his wife are on the voters list.
I want to know whether the advisor on security is still holding that position, because here it is, you got a mafia boss at your enterprise living. I mean, he was an army officer. You don't do no background check. It's just the people is just come and turn up and stay at your place. And you're not asking well how long they're here, this, that.
Folks, they're not asking lease nor license. They're not asking lease nor license. And before I let you go, let me give you a little icing on the cake. So a little extras. If you're looking for the police force to know who the man was and all of that, where's the hotel he was living in next to the US Embassy? Pim. Folks associated with that property advises the state and security issues. We laughable now. But don't look to the police, because as you will see here, two senior policemen tell us that they got disunity. No unity of command in the Ghana police force right now. Take a look. They'll tell you why.
The recent shooting at or toward a police officer in the vicinity of the Providence police station is being criticized. According to reports, 5 members of the so-called special branch were out on patrol when they saw a car that they believed had participated in a robbery.
So the special branch really is to do what we call undercover work. They're not to be involved in operational work. No way involved in operational work. If they got information, pass it on to the operational people. But see, they don't have a unity of command in the top of the Ghana police force.
That was retired Assistant Police Commissioner Clinton Conway. He was commenting on the podcast Speaking Out, hosted by retired Assistant Commissioner Paul Slow.
And the thing got to be clear, special branch must deal directly with the commissioner of police, not admin or operations. And you know, if the police are a rank structure, Budram, assistant commissioner, Branham, assistant commissioner, Brutus, assistant commissioner, Watts, assistant commissioner, Karimbash, assistant commissioner, and again many others. So nobody can give nobody no order. There is no deputy commissioner.
Conway said that many within the hierarchy can't be promoted.
If the president feels that they're working so hard, and he say when he go overseas, people talk about the work of the police there. Why can't he promote them? Why can't he promote? But then he has problem promoting them, because among the top level people there, some have serious, some are allegations that some are involved in serious corruption, financial irregularities.
But Conway insists that there are good men.
But the pretenders, those are at headquarters, they're vying for position, they're jockeying position, and there's a lot of disunity going on. Hence, special branch getting involved in operational matters. Operational matters for operation. Special branch must do undercover work.
He said that it's a good thing the sergeant was unarmed.
Because if people in the car being him find 80-something wrongs for him, and he was armed, sure he going to shoot back. he might have killed some of them, or they might kill him, you know. So the whole thing was a tragedy, and I hope that real condemned action be taken against those persons who organize it.
That being said, folks, that being said, that's a time. And that's our program. That's the last bell. Folks, thanks for being here with us all week long. Program after program. We couldn't do it without you, folks. We just couldn't do it without you. Go ahead and have a fantastic rest of the evening, fantastic weekend, folks. Get some time for you, some time for your friends, family, your loved ones. You know how we do it, folks. Take it easy. Be gentle with yourselves this weekend. Thank you so much for joining us. We got Deborah Pearson, Lester Williams, Dan Gribbs, Andy. Dan, I see you for a long time. I'm going to come your side. Good to have you, Rastaman Julia, Vanilla Garnet, Honesta Ward Dean. Good to have you, Leon Blair. Camille Cox is here too. Abira. Folks, if you found any value in this program, give us a share. You found any value in this program, smash that emoji button before you go. Folks, you're coming back to watch the program. Do the same. That's going to do it for us at this end, folks. Thank you for joining us. Have a fantastic rest of the week. Rest of the weekend. Have a fantastic weekend. I guess it's a bad city. Yeah. Have a fantastic weekend, folks.